Hey guys, welcome to Go 101. Today, Mikey's going to answer his own question.
That was pretty good.
That's good, I like that.
Hey guys, welcome to Goat 101. This is just a place for us to show you guys some questions that our kids are asking here at Goat, and then explain how we answer them from a biblical worldview. So, I'm Ryan, this is Mikey, and this is Cam, and Mikey has our question today, so Mikey, go for it.
My question is, what makes our God different from like other gods or other religions?
Okay, yeah. That's a good question. Well, there's a lot to that question, because there's a lot of different things that make our God different.
And this is a question that a lot of our kids would ask.
Yeah.
This is very common.
It's kind of like...
Or like, is underneath this the question, like, why aren't all religions true, kind of a thing?
So it's like why is our God extend so much mercy and like so much grace when like other gods say you have to earn it? Or
Yeah.
I think you just answered the question.
Yeah, that really honestly is an answer to the question. Like, but maybe the why behind that. So it depends. Like, there are a lot of different religions with different gods, and there are some similarities between the gods. I would say one of those similarities is that that God desires something from the created world, creatures like mankind. They desire something in order to be given a reward, right? So kind of what you just described. And then there's also these other like subtle differences behind that, maybe reasons why, with even like within Greek mythology. They're gods, like there are a lot of them, right? But then they're also like flawed. Right, they've usually have this sort of an imperfection or a flaw that like holds them back. They're not these perfect heroes in a sense. And then there's other gods who again like require something from a created being in order to be given a reward. And I would say that's a fundamental difference. Like you kind of hit the nail on the head. Like if you were to ask me, what is the fundamental difference between the Christian God Yahweh and the rest of every other God? What is that fundamental difference that this God has with all of them, right? In other words, what do all of these gods have in common that this God does not have in common? And I would say it is grace and mercy. It's this, the idea that, I've heard it described this way, every other religion tells a story or tries to paint a picture of a path that you can climb up to get to the top of the hill where God is, right?
Yeah.
Something that you need to do. And there's some variance within other religions of maybe what they might require of you. But the similarity is that they're all requiring you to do something, you to climb this path up to the top of the hill, whereas in Christianity it's the story of us unable to climb to the top of that hill, and so God comes down and meets us at the bottom. And so that's the fundamental difference.
And I think the beauty of that is that to show that difference, the way that God revealed that to us was, if you look back at the Old Testament, that's kind of how it worked.
Yeah.
And then he kind of came in and showed us we're not actually capable of that. So the New Testament and Jesus coming basically showed the system where you're trying to get to me, there's just no way.
And it's kind of like...
And so, he kind of showed I have to come down to you guys.
Kind of like made me think of like, all you have to do to get to the top of the mountain is want to get to the top of the mountain. In Christianity, like all you have to do is want a relationship with the Lord and seek it out.
Yeah, and so again, that goes back to what are the differences underneath all of that which cause the fact, what is it about all of these other gods which causes them to say, you have to come up to me? And what is it about our God, Yahweh, that says, I'm going to come down to you? And I would say it is the nature of God and then the purpose for creation. So the nature of God is that he needs nothing from anyone. He's always existed. He's perfect. He's holy. He is love. He is justice. He is righteousness. He is light. In him is no darkness at all. He's perfect. He needs nothing from us. And yet, he created us, and from the picture that we get in Genesis 1 is of this God who needs nothing from us, creating a really good world that's beautiful and it's awesome, and then he creates people in his image, and then he dwells with them. He rests among them and desires to live with them. That's a fundamental difference between Yahweh and every other God, is that the chief goal that God had in creating mankind was that we would dwell with him and reap the benefits of Him to us. He didn't create us because He needed us. Therefore, in our imperfection, He doesn't need us to do something in order to earn His grace. He didn't create us because He needed something from us. He created us for our good and for His glory, that His glory might grow and increase because we're benefiting from Him.
So
we're enjoying Him.
He kind of created us so He could share Himself with us.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like if you are, you have this incredible gift that is intrinsic in who you are, and the only way that you can share that is to create other people who can then be in a close proximity to you to benefit from that.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense. Why did God send Jesus down to do for us what we could never do for ourselves? Well, it makes sense. God created us to receive something from Him, and He will do everything necessary in order to give that to us, because that's the way that works, you know. And I think that is like, so when you look at, well, what's the difference between Christianity? Isn't it just another religion among other religions? No, it's fundamentally different, because the God of the Christian God, the God that we believe in, Yahweh, is fundamentally different from all of these other people, and therefore the purpose, the reason for which He created us is fundamentally different. Therefore, the way in which God allows us to fulfill meaning and purpose in life will be fundamentally different. It's all different because of who God is.
Cool.
That's it right there. That's the whole
That's
video.
it, and that's all. So I think some of this is, some of the way that I make sense of this is that knowing that, as a human, I'm very relational, and that most humans are very relational. It just makes sense that, this God loves us for this reason and wants that relationship with us, and you can see that by the way that He created us in His image. It just makes sense that He does desire that relationship with us, and you can just see that, how that's manifested in how we feel towards each other.
Yeah.
So,
Kind of a tangible reminder of that.
Yeah, which is a pretty vast difference compared to most other religions, where again you're working towards this this deity that you can't actually just like the Old Testament, where only certain people could go into the temple, and only having to do certain sacrifices, and all the cleanliness that was around it. You can kind of hints back at that picture of really showing us that, to show us that we're not capable of that on our own. So guys, thanks for watching. Again, this is just a place for us to kind of help you guys understand the things that our kids are asking about, and get a little glimpse into how we answer those. If you don't know about GOAT, it's a ministry for at-risk students here in Greenville, South Carolina. We take them on outdoor trips or indoors in our gym here. We mentor them, disciple them, train them as leaders, and eventually hire them, like Mikey, to lead their peers. So if you want to learn more about us, you can go to our website, find us on Instagram, Twitter, what else you got?
Snapchat,
Everything.
Facebook.
Right? Cool. So again, thanks for watching, guys.